wait for the others then. Oh, wait.
Hello.
Hey!
Lloyd.
Hmm?
Blizzard Entertainment are getting shat on at the moment.
What did they do now?
There was around about a 10-minute server lag on one of their hardcore EU servers, and it's killed around 3,000 players.
Oh, fuck.
It was literally a reckoning.
Oh, God.
And now they are completely getting trashed because they've said they will never do anything about hardcore deaths, but now people are calling for them to do like a half-an-hour rollback.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
kind of their
that's-
fault, so... But they
Some of the comments I've heard about it though is fucking amazing. Like, you wouldn't revive people dying in an earthquake. They've just had a natural disaster.
That's a mean one. Holy shit. But they can't seem to catch a break with Diablo 4 right now. Even though they're really trying to make it actually
Diablo
a good
4,
game.
World of Warcraft, everything in general. They're just shitting it.
I mean, to be fair, apparently, I mean, I'm not playing it, so I can't really say from personal experience, Dragonflight seems to be a pretty decent expansion. Just people are
It's
kind of...
decent, but it hasn't brought anyone back to the game. That's
Yeah,
the issue.
the people are kind of apathetic because
Yeah.
Shadowlands is too recent kind of deal.
No. What it is WoW has always been known for having a good expansion, followed by a bad expansion, followed by a good expansion.
Yeah, and then they had two
But
bad
the problem
ones in
is
a row.
BFA and Shadowlands were both bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got fucked. I can honestly see AAA gaming companies collapsing inside the next, or what, 20 years? 10 years maybe?
Especially Blizzard.
Because just name me, other than Square Enix, a AAA gaming company that makes decent games still.
My biggest problem with AAA gaming at the moment is that it seems to be too formulaic. That's kind of my biggest gripe with it. I mean, look at Ubisoft games; they all seem to be the same. I mean,
You
just
say
different
that.
skins.
Look at EA Sports.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. But to be fair, I always forget that EA is a AAA gaming studio because I've kind of written it off personally.
EA Sports. It's in your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Give me some food. Let's go.
Let's see how many people remember shit now. Corner. Who's got it? It's on sugar.
Sure.
So hard to see that one.
In the corner, everybody. Everyone in the corner.
Don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Nah. Just gotta be safe though.
Yeah. Only one left. Okay.
Why have I got aggro? Why have I got aggro?
Whoa. Sorry. Fuck. Sorry. Got confused by that.
Dead.
Yeah.
I must have missed one by while attacking. Can we save it?
No. I used everything, so there's no way you can
Yeah,
save
fair.
that.
Kill me. Thank you.
Trying to keep everyone alive, but
How did I miss that one fucker?
He slipped past your ass. On me. Watch this cleave. At the side. Pushed along the wall, dodge the AoEs. Out. Move. Or you can stay there, either one for that.
it doesn't really matter.
Some timings still seem to be weird. Like, for example, the corner bait on the first mob. It feels tighter than it was usually at the start.
Time to spam rune 3. Two or three.
Oh fuck. It's the other way around.
I'll let sugar.
Don't send out, by the way.
Bread first.
Downstairs.
Bread on 3.
You take my spot. Sure. Oh. Have to be a bit more in front.
Stack on A.
Oh, damn it. Wait, what?
I can't get
Stack
Lord.
It was on me.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know how I didn't get hit there. Tank healer in front, DPS behind.
Stack in.
Bread out. Ooh. Get away from your ghost.
I'm taking
Um,
the B tower.
I'm going D corner.
Okay.
In. In.
I get sugar.
Okay.
Be careful, I'm gonna turn him a bit.
One. Melee be whenever. Medium to big dodges. Mediums.
It's okay, I'll just don't attack.
Sloppy.
Kill is a kill, I really don't care. I just want to kill this whole
Just let
dungeon.
my get MP back first before you pull.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's why it's a very sloppy. Don't be in front or behind. Don't be in front. Tank Buster to 4, don't be in front. 4 quick, don't be in front.
Excuse me? Wait. Oh, okay.
Oh god! I ran to dodge and ran straight into him. Oh, fuck off!
Out of the corner. Don't look.
I don't think there's any point in resume at this point, Lloyd.
He would want to kill you again anyway.
I'd want to kill myself as soon as I get up.
Oh.
Oh, I might need to get up now, though.
Damn it!
He was horribly placed for that.
No! I tried.
I just got fucked over after moving from the second one. Of course, we have no fucking checkpoint.
Not yet.
I hate that. They should automatically shortcut you there.
Yeah, would be nice. Well, that's true.
But it's not towards the boss, so there's no
Yeah, but it's a new room. It's technically a new teleport. They could just put a shortcut that lands you right where we spawn in.
Nah, there's no way they do that.
Everyone there? Yeah.
Oh, this first one's gonna die extremely quickly. Don't be in front. Oh, not yet. Don't do this cast first, then. Now don't be in front. Oh, fuck off. I have no idea where he was aiming.
Yeah. No one that.
Nope.
I'm dead. Oh.
Oh no, this might be... Yeah, this hits me fucking. Don't look.
Need to keep yours up.
I'm trying.
Oh yeah, if
Oh fuck.
if the AV comes out, we're dead, by the way.
Goodbye.
Like I said, if AV comes, we're dead.
Yeah.
I can't heal that.
I've lost track of how to handle that corner.
Me too. Come on, die! I get it! Oh.
What, you killed it?
Yep.
Oh shit. Fuck, I actually did as well.
We died at the same time, basically.
Now, if I was you, don't just stay at the start. We'll get you. We'll
Oh
get
yeah,
the
right.
shortcut for
Yeah,
you.
true.
Saves you have to run through the entire dungeon as well. Hey, it's all our favourite boss. It's the giant fucking rat!
It's practice for killing the other vermin.
You should be able to teleport to us now.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Tank healer in front, DPS behind, switch if needed. Switch.
What you doing there?
Oh shit, I'm the wrong side, aren't I? Yeah. We'll wipe it. They've killed Lloyd straight off the bat. I saw it wrong.
I always forget that you can't just walk into the wall here. It's every time I'm like, why am I not dead?
Could it be too kind putting insta-kill barriers around the place? No swap. In. Spread. Lloyd go tiny time. So spot on D. Almost called it 4. Towers and tethers. One's out, two's in. I'll take Lloyd.
Okay.
To the other side.
Cool.
You got it.
Someone take mine. Oh, dead.
Where you save that?
I get dark.
To get us both immediately, we might just be able to do it.
Wait. Oh, sugar released already.
Oh. Well, no, there definitely is a wipe then.
I was like, why can't I? Why can't I rest? But I.
No, it wasn't.
If they could have quickly rezzed us both, we would have been fine.
It's only
We were doing really quite well on DPS. So. No swap. In and spread. Safe spot on 3. Towers tethers. One's out, two's in.
Instead on Lloyd.
I'll take sugars.
Yep.
I take Lloyd again. Oh, sorry.
I made it.
Need to remember to walk in with my tether.
Fucking sprint around the back here. Exo flares. No swap, stack first. Numbers, knock back if you're 4. Tank buster into final towers. Tank healer in front, DPS behind. Switch. Sugar and Lloyd. Rotate 90, drop for your partner.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then
Oh. Good damage.
oh,
So,
do you want to wait for cooldowns or just pull?
Just
1 second. Okay. My open is gonna be fucking hilarious. Left out. Behind out, so stay where you are. Front in. Stay where you are, front in. Front in. Behind out. Right in. Front out. Right in, front out.
Oh, out. Yeah.
Get to B and D. Out the hitbox. Spread first, stack first. Say spot to his right. Spread. Tank healer in front, DPS behind. Switch if you get a double tether.
you're
No
fine.
switch needed. Remember to do opposite of what's on his head. Tether close. Say spot in front for us.
Oh,
You're
I didn't
right.
see it.
That's right.
Tether's far. Say spot to the left for us, right for us.
Faucet's left.
Oh, right. Wow, how you gonna get hit there? In the hitbox. East and west. Dodge the lines. Looks like an easy one. Right out,
out.
behind in. Right out, behind in. Left out. Behind in, left out. Behind in. Left out.
Wait.
Safe spot is 4 for DPS. 3 for tank healer.
Other side left? Yep.
Got that right? Yes, I did.
Yep.
Front out. Front out. Left in. Front in. Left in. Front in. Left in. Front in. Melee LB. Oh, run away! Stop trying to kill me!
GG.
There we go.
GG's. I'm gonna get another one in. Oh, no mount.
No. No mount.
Well, that technically only took us half an hour.
Yeah,
It's over.
I mean, we only... What?
I think we needed a break!
Well, did you get the mount?
Oh, Sugar got the mount. Sugar. Should we do it the fairest way possible? Do you want to do it the fairest way possible?
Yeah, it's
I'm not
pretty
sure if we
easy
can
like that.
see each other. I was gonna say just do slash random, the 3 of us.
I mean,
Whoever gets the highest number wins them out.
sure, can do.
It's between you and Deb.
Wait, you already got it as
No,
well?
I haven't got it.
I do.
Oh, Lloyd, you have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Dab roll then.
Okay. Slash random it is, right?
I believe so, but I'm not sure if I can. Just keep going for it, lol. It's not that rare.
I
We'll
mean,
see what happens.
you can see it on my stream, I rolled a 943. But I don't think you can see it in the chat.
247, I think you'd get it.
Yeah,
let's
we had a
just keep going.
pretty good quota, so let's keep going for now.
Well,
Say the
look,
same.
all I'll say is if we can get one more mount and then Sugar gives out the spare mount, we're done with this. We can move on to Ass. We never
Yeah.
have to come back.
I would love to be fair.
That's all I'm saying. Look, we didn't make you pay for it. We knew we were gonna clear.
Just on me.
Everyone in the corner just in case.
This time it was like all the time in the
Yeah, it's
world.
not
I
bad.
don't understand.
Go grab me.
Watch the cleave in a second.
Oh, idiot.
Get knocked along the wall, dodge AoEs.
Out. Ooh, this is a
Ooh,
horrible one.
fuck.
There's just enough room in the corner.
Barely.
Rune free spam is such a glorious thing. 18k crit.
Be careful, you might do GPS.
Oh, Marcus, yeah. Oopsie daisy.
I mean, we can try without. Kind of easier.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no, you'd already put on the shields.
One. Bread first. Bread on 4. Stack on C. Stack on C. Oh!
What?
I'm glad the fucking spreads are huge. Sorry, the stacks are huge. Oh. Sugar just gave me a heart attack.
Oh, you almost missed one.
Almost missed the stack with it. Oh, I don't know, that was going to be risky.
In stack.
Outspread.
Outspread.
Away from Ghost. I'm staying in my corner.
Okay, I take 1 tower.
That was the worst possible. Yep, I knew I'd die.
In.
I had 3 ghosts going through the middle.
Tank buster. DPS use Percy's. Two or three. Two. Safe spot on 1. Safe spot on 1. I moved in too early. I'm an idiot. Melee LB. And it's dead.
Oh, almost.
0.1% up in the LB. I'm looking at it going bullshit.
Wanna wait out your debuff, Floyd, or?
Just go.
Okay.
There's no point in waiting.
This adds the easiest of the 3 anyway. Don't be in front or to the right. Back in the corner. I'll add this. Look away.
Okay, waiting.
Wait.
Waiting.
Don't be in front. Don't be in front times 4.
Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to go out of the corner now. Again. That's fine. Don't look.
Sugar, just res yourself.
Out of the corner. Forgot to stay on the wall there.
I'm dead.
Got it.
At least it resets my cooldown, so I've...
You've got reset cooldowns! I am fucked!
Well, we would have been fucked since I couldn't deal with the bleed, so now we can.
This last ad is always weird. There's so many of those fucking elementals going off.
Yeah.
I get to open on Phoenix. Oh.
You have to work again to get it today, Kai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're going as fast as well, we can at least get 3 runs up.
Yeah, all good. But
And hopefully tomorrow might be the last day, you never know.
would be nice. I really wouldn't mind something else for a change. sorry, forgot.
Don't worry.
Tank healer in front, DPS behind. Switch. Sugar switch.
He was probably doing wrong.
Blue. Yeah. In the spread. Now Bahamut time.
I mean, my out minute is coming up, so it's okay.
Say spot on 1. Okay, DPS meter's bugged. Did more damage with the Phoenix opener than I did with Bahamut opener.
Oh. Interesting.
One's in, sorry, one's out, two's in.
Sugar, take mine. Whoa. Sorry. I take sugar again.
Not good, guys.
Ooh.
I'll take dabs.
Sprint.
No, not making that.
Oh, I barely made it. Holy
That was
shit.
just an awkward pattern, everyone had to cross over.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I realized while I was gearing my samurai that there might be like a weird syncing thing when we do S.
What do you mean?
Because as soon as your items get eye level synced down, you lose your materia slots. Which usually
Yeah.
isn't an issue if your item level is high enough, because you max out on both stats anyway. But 660 isn't high enough yet to max out on both substats. So actually, wearing current tier in S makes you do less damage than wearing last tier. So we need to figure out if that's an issue or not if we go there. So, because I still have like some old gear on, like, for example, Bard and stuff, so I could play something like that.
I don't think it would be an issue.
I don't think so either. I just realized that, so I also have to look out with skill speed and stuff. But yeah, just wanted to say that.
If anybody needs help doing last tier's fights to get some gear, though, I can help out.
I mean, if we see that
No, it's not even
issue,
last tier. It's not even last tier, is it? It's first tier.
I can't remember which tier S came out. If it was first tier or last tier. If it's
Wait,
first tier, then
not
the
any
660
idea.
stuff might actually be capped.
No switch. Blue. In and spread.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason I always read the skill as impregnation, which weirds me out every time.
Fucking wood done. Say spot on 1. Dab, are you impregnated with rat babies?
I mean, rats can be cute.
One's out, two's in.
Taking Lloyd.
I'll take dab switch. Dab, take mine.
Yep.
GG's. Tank busters into exoflare.
Nothing busted.
Oh no, tank busters exoflare. Exoflare time. No, stack first, no switch. Not back to number for anti-knock back. Dab, your first one was off.
Yep. Did
Talk about
cut that
giving
one
me
a
a
bit
fucking
close.
heart attack.
Me too.
Sugar and dab behind. Drop for your partner. Okay.
We're dropping nothing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just calling out mechanics to be safe, okay? I don't give a shit. I'm not looking at the boss's health bar. I'm looking at mechanics.
I was like, fuck, walking out of melee.
Literally at the start of that mechanic, all I'm doing is staring at the party list like birds are just glued.
Perfect, yeah.
Like, there's nothing else I look at there because I need to check everyone's debuff to make sure I get the right people in the right place quickly.
Yeah. Let's go.
Can we wait? No, can we wait?
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Don't just go, just go. Just go. You're gonna have no buff at the start though.
That's fine.
You get it now.
I mean, to be fair, your buff is so long that I usually have like...
Yeah, but I've just missed half my Bahamut window.
Yeah, okay.
Go fuck yourself. Left out. Front in. Right in. Front in, right in. Front in. Right in. Front in. Right out. Behind and out. Right out and stay. Tank buster. Out the hitbox. And then to the sides. Spread first. Say spot to his left. Stack. Tank healer in front, DPS behind, switch if double tethered. Switch. Tethers far. Left safe for us, Lloyd.
Of course, it's right.
Careful, you slightly turned.
Tethers close, so spot to his right.
Yep, right as well.
Turn him slightly there, it's a bit helpful, ain't it, Lloyd?
It does. Not just a bit.
In. And then just do your best.
Yeah.
That's literally all I can say on this mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Both middles first.
Nope, doesn't work. Okay.
Right in.
Right in, left out. Behind, out. Right in, left out. Behind in.
Oh, behind it.
I'll get sugar. I'll get sugar.
Okay.
Save spot for DPS is 4. Save spot for tank healers is C.
Yeah.
Right in. Front in. Right out. So front in, right out. It's gonna be close.
There's the
Tank
Buster first,
buster
I think,
into tank buster into 2 more AoEs. That's it.
Yeah.
I got Phoenix.
Yeah, GG. And mount. No.
Nope. Time for one more?
Sure.
Yeah.
I forgot when you're working. 18, right?
Yeah, another hour.
Oh yeah, for you it's 17, but yeah. I'm sorry, kitty, but you have to move.
Got sugar.
This giant shield.
Don't like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
There's no need to say that.
Oh.
That knocked me literally the perfect distance. Let's go.
In this puddle.
Good boy.
Can't always pull it out, that would be me.
The best is when you get newbie tanks who think it's a danger puddle.
I remember at the start when I started tanking, I would always pull out the ninja one. Like I'm sure of it.
You know what I still can't get out the habit of? You know caster LBs.
Caster
I
LBs?
I always see a caster LB and panic thinking it's a boss.
Oh, because it's a giant circle, yeah. I can,
Yeah.
absolutely. I just remember.
The ranged one never gives me an issue. It's only the caster one.
Is it the Lubrum Regini, the 48-man one in Boja?
Yeah.
Fucking troll red mages would always use their limit break on one of the bosses where there's like the crisscross patterns on the ground, and I would always get hit afterwards, and I hated every red mage for the longest time.
It's only 24 on normal, it's 48 on Savage.
Yeah, I think on that one it's still like if after you get hit by 2 or something, you get doom or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Easy fight, so to be fair.
That's
2 or
another thing
3.
that at some point I want to do is the Baldesian Arsenal and
2. Say spot on 4.
and DR Savage. Oh fuck.
Medicinal Arsenal now is just a breeze. Medicinal Arsenal is fucking easy. There's a stipulation with the both of them that get people up. You have to survive the entire instance to get them out.
Yeah.
You can be rezzed, but on the final boss of BA, you're just gonna die. If you die, you're not getting them out. But it's an easy final boss though, that's the thing. It's only Ozma.
Isn't the one here Baldesian Arsenal where you have to use the like 80% chance to be revived and then try to do like those chain reses where you like sacrifice yourself to rest someone and then hope you
Spread on C, spread on C. Oh, I should have gone at the back there, sorry sugar. Stack on 4. Stack on 4. I'm gonna die.
How the fuck did you survive, Sugar? god, oh god, oh god, oh
Fuck you, game.
god. Ah.
Hand coolers on A, DPS on C.
Spread in.
Spread first in. Back out. I'm going
B
into the
tower.
forecourt. Oh,
Okay.
we gotta spread out. Go four corner. Sugar, go four corner. Oh no, you go around. You go around. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Sugar. Love you. In. Now murder it. No more big mechanics.
Tank
What, there
buster.
isn't?
No. The tank buster is becoming cuter and cuter, especially if I get a crit shield from Lloyd.
It's gonna be 1 or 3. It's gonna be 3.
3.
Follow Kai if you want to say so. Look for the two close together, go away. Stand here. Murder the puppy!
Very big ones.
Everyone middle. Baits them all middle.
I wonder why everybody hates this mount so much. I mean, it's not the prettiest, but I don't think it looks uncool.
Not the prettiest, but by far not the worst.
Yeah. So.
People don't hate the mount. People hate the fact that the only point in doing Criterion Dungeons is for a mount.
I guess, yeah, true.
That's the issue have people have with the content. Don't be behind.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Don't be behind, man runs instantly behind the bus.
I like Lloyd's reaction. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Just no dispute. Oh, wait.
Oh. Sorry, I had to. I had to. I had
It's
to.
okay, I got him. I got him. Careful, 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 careful.
Doggy front.
For that mechanic, I'll just learn to stand there and hope it's not facing me. Go it be in front times 4.
Ooh.
Ow.
Okay, I'm waiting, I'm waiting.
I'm shielding.
Running, waiting, waiting, waiting.
Oh, you could.
Running,
Yeah.
running. Ah!
And I think we have to
Don't
go
be
out of
behind
the
him.
corner, out of the corner.
Oh, that's gonna be huge. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm dead. Huh, no bleed for me.
The next one out of the corner, dodge along the north wall. Now. Oh fuck.
Yeah, not touching
Yeah.
them.
Just gonna take this one.
How the hell did I die? What? I was trying to get hit by that. I dodged both.
Autopilot too strong.
No, the worst thing is on my screen I got hit by it. I just snapshotted it. So. Dab.
Yes.
I need about 5 seconds or so. Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, I have enough time. Maybe adjust your seating or something.
I wish I could sit my ass on a new mount.
Yep, same.
Phoenix, let's go.
I mean, to be fair, Phoenix isn't too bad for the bleed.
Eh. Got no buff though.
Yeah.
Buff start department. No swap. No one saw nothing.
Went to the wrong side.
No, no one saw nothing. So spot on 1. Towers and tethers. 1's out, 2's in.
Okay, take
I'll
mine.
take off whoever's next to me.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Take it back off me now.
Yep. Perfect. You can take it back.
Yeah, I'll go. Oh.
What does it say? Please move.
Nah. You can just run it.
True, I would have.
Exo flare. Swap. Bread first.
Wrong spots. Ugh.
Back and all res, don't worry.
Ah, I tried to heal you, sorry.
I got Lloyd. Oh no, this is gonna be a wipe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just remembered. I actually got Lloyd fast enough to get him a number. Let's go.
Okay, then I work on my.
You
my
have to
boomer
be pretty much
reflexes.
instant. You have to be pretty much instant on that res.
Okay.
I saw Lloyd was gonna die, so I just Lloyd, if it's me and you in the corner and it's spread, do you want to go in the corner? I'll take the spread spot.
Nah, it's okay. Just went to the wrong spot.
I was like, don't you need to be next to the wall and not in the middle?
Yeah. I just accepted my fate because I couldn't make it back.
I knew you accepted your fate, that's why I was like, come to me, I'll res you afterwards. Just stack with me so I don't die.
I had the stack marker.
Oh. I should have told you to stay away then.
Come to me so I don't die. I have the stigma. Well then, fuck off!
Yeah, well, fuck off then! I want your disease! I love Sugar's comment about we might be a bit sloppy after a week break. We come back after a week break, we've probably had our best day in here ever.
Oh. I have some material. 1 sec. Back to 7 seconds. Let's go.
Carbuncles are getting bloodthirsty. No switch. In spread. So spot on 2. Towers and tethers. Two's in. Oh, you gotta love it when that happens. Spawns your tower on your head.
I take sugar. Sugar. Yep. I take sugar again. Oop.
Exo flare.
Swap.
Spread first. Knockback to number 4 anti-knockback. Tank buster, then tank healer in front, DPS behind. LB if we've got it. If not, just wait till after. Me and Lloyd behind. Me and Lloyd behind. Rotate. Drop for your partner.
Wait or pull?
Just
20 seconds. Right out. Left in. Back out. Left in, back out. Left in. Back out. Back in. Left out.
right out.
Or right out, front. Right out, front out. Right out. This is gonna be a horrible one. Front out.
Okay.
Spread first. So spot to his left. Stack. Heal on sugar. Sorry, sugar. Tank healer in front, DPS behind, switch if doubled. Switch. To the far.
It's left.
Right, Lloyd. I got stunned. Tether close. Right, left, Lloyd.
Left for us as well. Oh.
This damage down's almost gone by the time I come back in. Only
Sure.
affected one GC there.
In.
In, then good luck. East west.
I like that call out.
Could be shittest pattern.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh yeah. This is actually a good one.
Rise out.
Yep.
Behind in. Behind in. Right out, behind in, behind in. So just move forward. Move forward. Stay here.
The boss can be nice
I love how that can
sometimes.
double. I love how that can double up on that one.
Yeah.
Tank healers are on A. DPS are on 4.
Switch light? Yep.
I saw it.
Good.
I'm not 100% sure in my prediction. Oh! Right in. Behind out. Left out. Behind out, left out. And then LB after this. Let's go.
Totally forgot that we still had LB. Thought it would be close.
Got it!
Nice!
Wait, there's sugar. If you give Dab the mount, we can start Ass tomorrow.
If you're cool with that, I would love that.
Want to sell my mount? I don't care about Ass.
Oh, I guess I will go again tomorrow. Yeah.
We'll go again tomorrow then. The mount from Ass is Ass. Not that bad. It's just a throne, but yeah.
Wait, so you're not joining us for AS? Oh, okay.
So we just need to get Dab a mount then.
Oh.
If I get it, Dab, I'll give it you.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it? There it is.
Don't even know how expensive it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put another run in today because I don't want to push up.
Yeah, all good, all good. Oh, 30 million, so yours was...
I can't believe you spent 30 million on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I looked at it at some point and it was like 25 million. What is it called? Shizuji something. Shishu, okay. Shishu, there.
Yeah, but the problem is I wonder how much it's actually worth now because
It's still 22, so...
it's still 22 because
Yeah.
it's getting farmed now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, people are definitely gonna farm it, but...
Yeah,
Yes.
it will be down to like 10 million eventually.
Yeah.
I'd say Ass is a lot better than this one. Other than the first boss having some jank mechanics, Ass is a lot mechanically more friendly.
To be fair, I haven't really tanked the first boss yet, only like once or maybe twice. But
You're not tanking it, are you? Lloyd's tanking it?
oh yeah, right, true.
Yeah, you're DPSing.
True. That's why I was keeping my samurai. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I already started like playing it a bit so that I get back into the rotation.
Yeah, it is quite generous actually.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we run it now?
1 sec.
32 divided by 4.
8.
8
so,
times.
So 7 reclears, yeah.
We've got 8 clears and we've got three mounts. Yeah, 3 mounts. Yeah, I don't want to push going to work. I got 29 minutes till I gotta go to work, and I don't want to be pushing it to last second.
Yeah, we only need to like wipe like twice or so and that it gets close already.
Yeah.
And with some of the mechanics it can't just happen, like just...
If anyone's down to start a little earlier tomorrow, can do.
Take the mounts out your inventory so you can win it. I don't think that's how it works. Because since you can sell it, you should be able to have more than one in your inventory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it one? Is it a unique item?
It's unique, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's tied to 1.
Really? What? That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can sell it, but it's unique. Okay, well, I'm not questioning it.
What? How much the ass mount is worth now?
No, it should be still like at least like 15 or so, because people are gonna farm it less now.
Price might have risen here.
So the good news is if we do ass, I can pass on that. I can give my mount to anyone because I've already got it.
The thing is, I'm torn on it. Because since it's sellable, at least there is some reason to replay Criterion just to farm some gil if you want to do that and if you like that kind of shit. But I can also see how it makes people play it less because you can just buy it, and gil for many people who have played it since years is basically like a I don't know, non-existent currency. I mean, for me it still is pretty valuable, but yeah, I'm actually surprised how or about the longevity of Eureka. People are still playing it.
I'm just typing in my headset, it's like right next to me.
Oh.
I don't think it will be hard. I don't know, like, is it 1 win per account? I don't think it is, right? Because, like, that would make the number of these very limited, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't be tied to 1 account. It's not 1 account because even if I get 100 things, I can still buy another mount.
That's true. But well, I mean, we've played this 7 times, and 3 of us have won it. I don't mean to be shitty about hoarding them, but I do want to get my money back because it took a huge bite out of my account.
Fair enough.
So,
I'm not mad at it.
One of the 3 of us is gonna win it probably. I mean, you never know. We could get super unlucky. At that point, I may just fucking give you to get out of there. Because I don't know if it'll sell or when it'll sell. I'm thinking about hoarding it honestly until the downtime. Maybe people will buy it then. Maybe people will buy it in Poncho. I don't know.
The downtime won't be long anyway. The downtime will be when the next Criterion comes out and people start farming that mount.
Yeah.
The downtime is happening. It's been happening since 6.1. But I'm sure that tomorrow one of us can probably get it. I wish there was a way we could all put our coins together and then just fucking do it like that.
That'd be cool.
Do that. Do you guys hate as well? I can't see my currency anywhere.
It's in the
Go to the Criterion Dungeon Finder, and when you click on another Mount Rokon, it's in the bottom left.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously, thank God. Bottom left? Oh, it has to be Criterion. I still don't see it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I see it. 32.
Yeah, 32 out of 999.
Yeah, if we could all put our fucking coins together, we could have bought that.
I've already got double the Reclears on this, and I do want ass. I only cleared ass like 4 times.
I do not even want them out from in there. Like, I won't even touch it, man.
Oh yeah, it's a check mark that's nice to have. I mean, even if I
Yeah,
don't
it's
like it
another
that
mount
much.
for the collection.
Oh.
But there are some mounts in this game that are so ugly I won't even register them, and that is one of them.
Yeah, but I've got like 135 mounts. I don't care if I add an ugly one into the inventory space. I'm just never gonna look at it.
Yep.
That's the problem with this game, right? Like, I'm sitting on 170, and like, it gets to a point, there's only one mount in this whole game that I truly want, and that's the fucking pony for the mentor. Once I get that, I'm just AFKing in this game forever, because there's gonna be nothing else for me to do anyway.
I've got loads of mounts, but there's only one mount I use, and that's the Shiba mount, because it's adorable as fuck.
Oh, the Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
I'll watch them add like another 10 of them in Donjo, because they're so popular. I think they've already added like 3 different Shibas. There's one in the Chinese store that you can't get right now. We'll probably add that. What do you guys think about the state of the game right now? Like, do you guys? I know you don't play it all the time. I was wondering if you had noticed any issues with it.
I mean, the only difference between this DLC to other DLCs is we've had no grind with the relic weapon. The relic weapon has been just decimated. So there's no reason to grind. There's no Eureka. There's no Bosja. There's nothing to do. Where usually people would be grinding out multiple relic weapons, doing fucking all that shit.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing like that. That's the only difference. I mean, everything else is pretty much the same formula it's been for expansions now.
Yeah.
That's because they put the money in Criterium.
I wanted to say I would mostly agree with what you say. Like, it basically is missing this like big MMO factor that Bozja and even Eureka still have, where you just go into the zone and there's like lots of people who are kind of doing the same thing as you do, and you like interact with them, make groups and stuff like that. And that is kind of missing. Other than that, I'm basically still talking from a new player's perspective. My backlog is so huge of things that I can do that I have enough content to like overcome this lull that many people have who have been playing this game for years. So
Something crazy. See, most of that backlog content, you know, most of that comes from just one expansion, which was AMR. There was more in that entire expansion than there has ever been in all of the rest of them combined. Like, so many achievements and grinds, they just don't do them anymore.
There's definitely lots of quantity in ARR, that is true. But some of
Yeah,
it
but
is
you
definitely...
can't compare ARR to expansions. ARR was a base game. That's like comparing classic World of Warcraft, where you had like all of the world, all of the zones were new and everything like that, to one of their expansions where you get a handful of zones. It's always been like that with MMOs. The base game always has far more content.
I think overall the formula that they're having isn't the worst, but I'm also of the opinion that they can definitely try to innovate a bit more and be a bit more creative, and especially like, I mean, there's a huge hole with not having like a Bozja or Eureka, and they should never do that again. Definitely saying that.
For high-end players, though, they can't complain. I mean, they've had 2 ultimates, the normal amount of Savage raids, they're getting 2 Criterion dungeons. I mean, high-end players, they've got lots of content to get through.
They're getting 3 ultimates next expansion as well.
What?
3, yeah. I believe it's gonna be 3.
I
can't see that happening.
Nah. I mean, yes, they are still technically kind of one behind, but I don't think they will ever do that.
Yeah. 1 behind. Is it meant to be 2 per expansion or 1 per
It was supposed to be,
Yeah.
Dragon Song was supposed to come out in 5.5.
But then why wasn't Omega Protocol the one for this expansion? Like, how are they behind then?
So the way it's supposed to work is for every DLC you're supposed to get 2. 1 based on the story of the expansion,
Oh, and then 1 based on the
and 1 based on the raid of the expansion. So for the first year you had Yukon and Uwu. Second year you were supposed to have T and Dragon Song, but Dragon Song never came out. Then this expansion we've had Dragon Song and Top. They skipped the story one for Stormblood because I don't see how they could make one that makes sense.
I guess they could do the
The only boss they can do is Shinryu.
Shinryu would be great, honestly.
a Shinryu, yes.
I mean, how are they gonna tie a multi-phased fight out of a 1 boss?
the same way they did it with Racefalger and Nidhogg, just make shit up.
No, that's got multiple bosses. You got Forden, Nidhogg, Harasrelga. You've got the Knights. You've got multiple different sets of enemies. I mean, they managed to do it with Top, but because Omega has so many different fucking forms, it's easy to fucking make up a new form for Omega.
I think they could make one with Tsukuyomi as well.
They could have done one with
Because
Genos.
that extreme already has like lots of story elements with how's the fucking asshole called? The annoying fucker.
Gaius. Yeah, they could have done some. I don't know. It's for them to come up with it, but I'm sure that they will. They've said 3 next expansion. I think that they're gonna stick to that.
Are you sure they said that? Because I
mean, they could-
remember Arthur's asking Yoshi P about it, and I'm pretty sure Yoshi P was very hesitant to say and said like something like that is very difficult to do.
I got an interesting ultimate for you for Stormblood. A 4 Lords ultimate.
Honestly, they might.
Four
They might.
Lords? What
Yeah.
what was Four Lords?
4 Lords, Boyako, fucking all them ones, you know. The
Oh yeah, right. That could work as well, definitely.
Snake, Phoenix, Lion, and there was the Turtle, which was part of the dungeon.
Yep, that could definitely work. That is true.
You would like them to change? Is it the dungeons basically? Like how isolating the dungeons can feel?
Yeah, I would like dungeons to be a bit more involved, because I'm always noticing that from like ARR to Stormblood, you always find dungeons where there's like a little bit more to do, like just Bardam's Metal, for example. There's those stony boys. They do like a really mean cast for the tank. That if you interrupt it and stun it, the tank basically takes no damage. If you let it go through, the tank is getting fucking slapped.
There's something like that in Zamil Darkhold as well, with the damage down, the damage up, the defense down, that you can mitigate as well. I don't want them to make bosses harder, because when I do my mental roulette, if I get stuck in the dead ends, I can literally get stuck in the first boss until someone leaves.
Oh, I had a fucking leveling dungeon yesterday with a healing bot. Literally only spammed Cure 2. That was the only button he pressed, so he was after like 10 seconds of every fight. And we basically had to play without a healer. Holy shit, we somehow made it.
I had a sage in Pandemonium 9 who refused to put cardio on us because none of us called which was the main tank. But Axel established within the first 3 GCDs, and he turned his tank stance off. But he was like such a fucking baby about it. He's like, no, you will say who is the tank, but I will not give cardio.
Hey.
He gave the cardio to the fucking samurai who didn't even take any damage.
I have some sages in my group who see if I notice if I don't have cardio.
Lloyd, would it?
Lloyd did it, Buddy did it as well in the dungeon, and most of the time I didn't notice.
Way too rewarding for lazy people lately. But
No, it's not they're waiting for you to notice. That's just their excuse when you question it.
No. I know Lloyd did it, or Buddy at least did it intentional.
There was an
Intentionally.
interview that was recently posted by Yoshida talking about the future of 7.0. I think in that interview he may have mentioned the 3 ultimates. If he didn't mention it there, it was in a live letter at America Fan Fest. It might be mentioned in tomorrow's live letter as well, but there was some stuff in the interview he mentioned.
Oh shit, there's a live letter tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, live
Yeah,
letter
no.
tomorrow, but it's like.
I assume it's the 6.5 one, right?
Isn't that the European live letter? Isn't that the European Fan Fest or?
No,
it's
not
Uh,
yet.
Not yet.
We're around about Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this will just be the 6.5 update then. This will just be a standard live letter.
Take
But
this for what you will, but apparently there's going to be content between 6.55 and 7.0. I don't know if I believe that. Probably just seasonal events, but take that for what you will. He has said that there will be content during the downtime.
There's always a mini patch towards the end.
Mhm.
There's always like a 5.57 or something on it.
What is normally in that? Is it not just the
I
seasonal?
can't remember.
I have no idea. I wasn't there when I started. Basically, the whole thing of Shadowbringers
Oh,
was out.
I think one of the clauses then is they drop the weekly restriction from Savage.
Mhm.
Honestly, they're taking way too
So
long.
they give you a chance to farm Savage before the next expansion comes out.
I think they should get around to doing that at least 4 or 5 weeks faster. And also, I've noticed a lack of echo being implemented when the tier is still current, and it feels kind of dickish because back in Eden, I always thought the echo was meant to be there to help you clear what you couldn't do. I always thought that the idea of Savage was that everyone can do it, everyone should be able to do it. So I don't understand why they don't give the echo anymore. It feels almost like either you are really good and you clear this current, or you just don't fucking clear this.
But didn't
You
they?
say that
Many
everyone.
people complained about it. About
You
the
should
echo.
say everyone should be able to do Savage. I've met people in this game that there's some Savage fights even over leveled and over geared and unsynced.
And they
You
still
ain't
can't.
clearing unless you have at least somewhat of a brain.
Hey, it's insane. I was trying to do some Eden Savage fights from last expansion for Blue Mage stuff. It's insane how many people, when you're just grinding it for gear, still have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It's
It's gonna
like-
be me and Athena, because I have no intention of learning that. They need to fix raids as well, because right now there's no incentive to do the 12th and fucking gear up, because the weapon, it's like,
the
Gear
mount.
and that's always been the same with Savage. You get the mount and the gear, and that's it.
yeah, but with only a weapon, right? Like, the best relic weapon. This is only the 12th that this will really apply to. The 4th and 8th will still have some relevance.
I mean, yeah. Technically, that since you're getting the chest from 11 now, you really could theoretically wait for your bis until the relic weapon is out. Yeah, true.
I'm just doing that. I'm just skipping Athena, and then next expansion, I'm gonna go in and get that thing from her. I don't even care about it, honestly.
To be fair,
I like the achievement of clearing it white current.
yeah, I want that mental check mark of, because I basically started raiding this expansion. I want the mental check mark of, hey, I've cleared the Savage tier now. Be
Maybe
like,
the reason
okay.
I don't want it more is because I've been clearing ever since Shiva, and it just feels like a novelty now. And you might get to that point yourself where it just feels like just kind of empty. It does feel like that after a while.
I mean, of
Some
course.
fights
I mean,
good. Some fights were like I think it like Hephaestus. I think he was really hard, and it felt rewarding to clear that, especially with the shit show that went on in the PF. But I don't know. I just don't feel it for this one. I think it's just because of the really bad state that the game is in overall. It just everything feels hollow right now. Like everything just feels like another carrot on a stick to keep you logging in. You might get to that point once you've finished everything. I don't know.
But
Maybe
you-
honestly, if you're lucky, by the time you finish your backlog, they will fix this. Because I think they have to, right? Because people are unsubscribing and leaving. I don't know. You might not have have you at least noticed?
People have always done that though in this MMO, but
Yeah.
freaking Yoshi P's always come out and said he doesn't expect player base to be subscribed 12 months a year, 20
Yeah, but
every year.
Because if you don't have people logging onto the game, so an MMO, it doesn't function.
basically,
you
what
have-
I think the only thing they need to do is have something that is barely touching power level, like the relic weapon grind, because it usually doesn't really touch your power level, because current
The only
Savage
time,
most
yeah,
of
the
the
only
time.
time it ever is BIS is the final ever
Yeah.
upgrade.
And if you have that during the expansion, something that people can just grind their faces against, there's enough to do. And then
I'm-
maybe be like a little bit more experimental with like dungeons and
Oh, did you
stuff
hear
like
what's
that.
happening with Sanctuary? Island Sanctuary is just getting left. Like it's gonna die. It's gonna be dead content after 7.0.
Yeah, I
happy.
don't think that
Yeah, but
turned out
that's
like they
not-
wanted it to.
No, but they've always said Island Sanctuary is never going to be that big because it's side content.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
dead content now. They're just.
No, they
scrapping it.
will do stuff to it. They said they got plans of adding like another island and shit in the future, but they're not going to prioritize Island Sanctuary over stuff like raids, dungeons, trials, story content, and stuff like that. It's always just going to be when they can fit something in for it, they will fit it in.
Yeah, but it's kind of a shame because that's like think about it, right? If you don't raid in this game, what do you do in this game? Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, but I don't. I say that from the fact that I don't even touch Island Sanctuary. I
Yeah,
did
but
the
that's-
first DLC for it, and I've never been back.
Like, the was no raids in this game, like, what would you actually be doing? If there was no ultimates, no savage, and no criterion, what would you even be doing in this game?
This
I mean, that's why I can't complain, because that's what I like doing in the game, and that's what we've had a lot of this DLC. We've had for 2 Ultimates, for example, even though I've still got to clear T. Gotta find time to do that. Savage and Criterion, I've had a lot. If I wasn't doing Criterion with you guys now, I'd probably be off in an Ultimate group.
But that's what I'm saying. Like what you're saying. Like, what would you be doing if you wouldn't be raiding, let's say, or doing the high-end content? Let's put Savage into high-end content, even though
I wouldn't
not
be playing.
everybody.
I wouldn't be playing this game.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a shame because Island Sanctuary was something for those people to do.
Yeah, but
Also, raiding
that's why I'm
new.
saying we're missing something like Boja. If that would be there would be like a huge part of this hole would be plugged.
The problem
You
with
don't-
Boja
I
was
don't
it was
even-
too expensive.
They don't even need to do Boja. Just go back to year 1 and go back to our ARR and Heavensward version of the Relic, where you grind out fates, you grind out dungeons, you grind out raids, you just grind out activities to get like
Fair enough. I mean,
currencies and stuff.
I
You
haven't
don't
seen
need
that.
to make a
so
whole new zone.
I haven't seen that. So I mean, I would prefer a whole new zone because it just like shoving
Yeah, I would-
everybody into one zone feels like more MMO-ish to me. But if they don't do
Yeah.
it, I mean, if they have something
Well,
else in place for that, fair.
The thing was though, when the ARR Relic came out, it was basically just like Eureka, but in the overworld. Like, you'd walk into a zone and you'd see hundreds of people
Yeah.
flying by to go to a fate. You'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake, well, they're on the grind today.
Fair enough.
I've
Like,
done- and I'll never do another ARR relic, right? Because there's 2 things wrong with it. One, it has a mandatory guild sync of 400k. That might not sound like a lot to you and me, but back in the ARR, that was a lot of fucking money.
yeah,
No,
fair enough.
Back in a Realm Reborn, it was a lot higher than that.
Oh my god. I don't even doubt that. Like, I know they've nerfed the shit out of it, and it's still a 120-hour grind.
Anyway,
Um,
I'm gonna have to cut you short anyway because I've got to go to work. I will see you tomorrow. Have
Yep.
fun. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Yeah. We're doing the same time, yeah?
I think he said an hour earlier.
Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully one of the 3 of us gets this, and then we can just leave, and then we can start trying something new.
Sure.
Yeah.
So 2 of you guys have cleared Silda Subterranean, yeah?
Lloyd
Yes,
and Kai
me
have, yeah.
Is it? I mean, I was helping my partner do the normal version. I learned a little bit from Silky. Is it a lot different, like Mount Rockon is, or is it just a little bit harder version of the same? Is there a lot of new mechanics?
I would say it's basically the same. If you've seen all the
Basi-
mechanics
yeah.
in Variant, you can kind of gauge some of the harder ones. But I've only seen the
Yeah.
first boss, so.
The 2 of us alone did every single path, because I'd never done it. I didn't actually know that's how you got Silky. So we did every single path, and when it's only 2 people against a boss, I feel like you get to experience the mechanics a lot better because you have to actually do them and not die. So I did get a chance to get a feel for what that dungeon was like. Silky's not that bad, honestly. Like, he seems to work exactly the same way that the samurai in the last room works. Like, he spins to a direction and then you go to the opposite.
Kind of, yeah. It is definitely more involved on Criterion version because you have to basically make your own safe spots and safe zones, but it's not too bad, really. It isn't. And then the other bosses only Kai and
You
Lloyd
think
know.
You think it's easier than Mount Rockon? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
What about the last boss though? I heard some people were really not liking the last boss.
It's a bit harder on uptime, but
Hmm.
that's the only complaint. Just
Then I'll be a machinist if it's gonna be like that. And then you can be a dragoon if
It's-
you want it.
well, it's not like the first boss of Rockon, but
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to be samurai first, but
Yeah.
if I feel like
No,
I'm gonna be more effective on Bard, then I'm gonna switch to Bard.
If you feel like you can't cope, then you can go Bard. Bard and Machinist is still fine because Machinist does stupid high damage right now.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished gearing it up as well. I just need 1 more twine and then I think I'm done. But as you see with Reaper, if I can get really familiar in the dungeon, it won't matter what I'm playing. I'll find a way to do uptime, you know. I think maybe for your own sake, you should prog as a bard. Because I found it really, really hard to prog as Reaper, and then once I changed the machines, it was so much easier.
The thing is, I kind of want to learn Samurai. That's the thing, and I'm already playing it to learn it. So I will just have to gauge, and you guys feel free to say it as well. Like, since I have to learn Samurai while I'm learning the mechanics, it might be a little bit too hard. I don't really have to learn Bard. I've played for like almost the whole expansion, so I kind of know what I'm doing there. So I will just see how it goes.
I've always heard Bard was a very hard job, so I feel like if you can learn Bard, you should definitely be able to learn Samurai.
Yeah, it's just learning two things at once, which is just mental stress, basically. Like, just can hinder progress at some point. But yeah, I wouldn't say Bard is hard. It's just that their burst is kind of stressful because you have to react while basically playing the piano. Like,
yeah.
But it's not necessarily hard if you God damn it, if you drift your Imperial Arrow a bit, it's not that bad. Yes, you shouldn't, but you can still have like a 90 parse drifting your Imperial Arrow into Nirvana. So Bard is just RNG. So
you have to drift it sometimes because if your Imperial Arrow comes off cooldown and you're about to get your third stack of
yeah, sometimes you have to drift it even. Yeah, you can get unlucky with it, true.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, so that's probably why it doesn't matter, because you probably take that into consideration, that maybe, like, it must be really hard to do parsing for a prog-based job.
Yeah, it can be very discouraging, absolutely.
I'm thinking next expansion, they're probably going to remove some of Bard's dots, because I think that 2 dots is unnecessary amount of management.
It's basically already 1 dot with Iron Jaws.
Yeah.
I think they'll take it away. I hope that they add an AoE version of the poison. Like, it's so weird they don't have it.
For applying it, or?
Yeah, we're just applying it. Like, you have to sit there and single target everything.
I mean, there might be next expansion that I could see. You know how Summoner was able to spread their dots? There might might do something like that for Bards. I hope they don't remove Bards dots, because it's the only fucking dot managed class that we have, and
Because their shit is tied into their dot. It's what makes their stuff prog. If they take their dots away, then it's not a prog job anymore. So it's like you need to remake the entire job. Something else would need to prog your.
Yeah, and they're not remaking Bard, so they keep the dots.
I really hope
The only 2 classes that are going to be remade are Dragoon and Astrologian.
Honestly, good riddance to Dragoon. Honestly, I can't with that job. Can't get into it. Enjoy it.
I mean, there's lots of people who say they hate Bard and they think it should be reworked. I think it should stay pretty much exactly like it is today. It has, I mean, yes, it is a reactive job, so you have procs, which can be stressful, but it is the only job who's actually managing 3 timers, technically only 2, in their head. You have your song timer and you have your dot timer. So, and then technically your Imperial Arrow is kind of like a very short dot because you kind of want to keep it on cooldown. So it's the only job that has this like timer management, and I kind of love that part. So please don't change it, but I can also see them be like, ah, fuck it, let's dumb down Bard to the extreme that we dumped down Summoner. But yeah.
Do you guys play any other MMOs like Guild Wars or WoW or like anything?
I've played Guild Wars 1 for quite a while. Then played basically only World of Warcraft for the first 3 expansions, basically. Then had a huge break until 3 years ago. Then played World of Warcraft for 2 years, and now I'm basically playing Final Fantasy since a year. For a year.
I was gonna say, like, does anyone else miss the skill paths and the skill trees and the ability to customize and make the job your own in a different way? Like, no 2 bards would ever be the same, you know?
Yes and no. The thing is, you see it in World of Warcraft. I'd say 90% of the player base just go to a guides page, copy what they see there, and play that.
Yeah.
You very rarely see players who actually made conscious decisions and kind of deviating slightly from the cookie cutter build, because you're never going to deviate fully if you want to play something effectively. You're just going to be like, oh, you know what, this dungeon, I have this master spell that I can spec into, is really good in this dungeon. I'm going to pick it for this one and not going to pick it for the other one, even if I lose, I don't know, 5% DPS or something like that. You basically never see that in like World of Warcraft, for example, that has really good skill trees now that are really like actually thought through, and but most people just go on a guides page and pick that one and play it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to do more. Is it because they do less DPS? Like certain skill trees do less DPS? Is that?
No, most people don't bother. Like it's like literally it. Like they just like
Also because it indeed does less DPS.
yeah.
Or it fucks up rotation, things like that.
I don't know. I wish more team would do it, but it's obviously very hard to implement this kind of thing.
And there's another reason why they don't do it. Balance. It's so much harder to balance it.
That is true.
Almost impossible.
Yeah.
That's why because in ARR you could somewhat.
Yeah, you could. I remember that you could take job skills from, like, you could take blood back from fire, or this game was way more heavily WoW cloned back in the day.
Yep.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are missing, like, if they keep adding new jobs over and over and over, I think people are going to get tired of it. Because it's a huge gear sink. It's a huge inventory space sink.
Not really.
Well, you
Because
currently have 21 jobs. That eats up 21 weapon slots. If you're making relic weapons, you need to have a weapon available to trade the relic weapon in, right? Like, you need to have another weapon equipped. So that's effectively 40.
yeah, but there's also people who don't play every job.
Yeah, as long as they're good about increasing the inventory space like they did for, was it rings, I think?
Yeah.
For everything, like, everything got an overhaul in Endwalker, like, all of the chest slots, everything was buffed.
Okay.
The weapons
As long as they keep doing that, I don't see a big issue. I just think they're gonna run out of ideas, constantly adding 2 jobs at a time. But
I think they should stop adding jobs and just work on the jobs they've got, honestly. They, like, give us these 2,
just
and then don't give us any more for a while.
just go down to 1 per expansion. That
I don't know.
doubles the time you have. So.
I feel like if the job is the biggest selling point of the expansion, then it's actually not the best selling point, because an expansion should be about content. Jobs shouldn't be the content.
I mean,
jobs can be the content as well.
yeah, it's definitely a
some people
part of
are
it.
I feel like it's related to the job. Like, they give you the job so high level, you don't even get the joy of leveling it anymore. There's like 2 class quests, and then you never interact with your teacher again. Cough, cough, Dark Knight. Like,
I mean, the Reaper class quest was actually quite good, I thought.
But I fear that we will not see them again, and it's a shame, and it's like, it's how I feel about every job class quest.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with the main scenario quest, isn't it? You do it kind of once, and then maybe another time because you liked it.
Going, you know, like, this didn't continue going. Like, these job quests are just like, these teachers are just like left, and you know, like, you never feel like you get taught anything by them again. Like, you just,
Yeah.
Crystal does it all for you, and it's just like, at least take the leveling process. At least give us that back, because when I got Reaper, I was dumped with all these skills, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with all this.
Yeah, that is definitely kind of a shock. I remember when I was like going to Sage, and I had never seen Scholar at that point as well, and I was just reading for half an hour.
Yeah, I think that they can take the leveling process, like, take the level 80s away, because if you let people level again, it's part of the spirit of an MMO, all about that leveling grind anyway. It feels like a lot of that's gone.
Fair.
The reason they do that is because many people want to play with the new job in the story content.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all they have to do, is just give you a level 1, and then everyone. Okay, that's fair. But then if those people want that, they should just go and level it, and then do it. That's what I did back in Shadowbringers when I wanted to do Dancer. I had to go level it from 60 to 71 or something. Like, I had to go and level it.
To 70.
Yeah, something like that. I was a little bit into Shadowbringers by the time, but like, I think I wanted to be a monk as well, and I didn't have monk leveled up, so I'm like, okay, now I have to go back and do all that, and it's like, it's fine, because, like, that's the fun part about it. I feel like just getting it all given to you, I don't know, it makes everything finish so much faster as well, it makes the game over faster.
I know what you mean, but you're also gonna have the struggle against like modern gaming tropes. Like
I don't know.
gaming
Okay.
has been condensed kind of for the we have this word in German, Feierabend. I don't know how to translate it in English. Basically, like the period of time after work when you come home and you just want to relax, and that is how many games are consumed these days. And you can't just ignore that part. You kind of have to adapt your game a little bit in that way. As much as you sometimes don't want to, or like players like us don't want to have that happen, it's better for the health of the game to make it as accessible as possible. So I do understand why they have the job start at this like high level.
Well, for the game throws EXP at you.
It does, true. Absolutely. I agree with you. But it's still like a mental thing for somebody who comes home from their 9 to 5 and is like, fuck, I now have to grind out 99 levels or something like that, or 89. So
Isn't that part of it though? It's like coming home and turning on FF7 and saying, oh fuck, now I have to play the game.
For the old generation, yes. But for what's coming, no, it's not.
I don't
And
know.
there are a lot more new people than there are old.
yeah,
Because many of the old are leaving. So they're catering towards the newer,
They're
not to
leaving
the old. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about the old.
it's
They don't bring in the money anymore.
yeah, that is
It's
the
the new
sad
people.
truth.
No, I agree there, but do you think that that's right or wrong though?
There's no right or wrong.
There
in this,
is no right and wrong.
Yeah, there's literally just surviving as a company, and to Square Enix's credit, at least it feels like they are trying to do the split. They're not perfect. No game will ever be, but at least they're trying. At least I feel like it, like this at this point.
Yeah.
From what I understood of the last interview that Yoshi-P did, he said the reason that the current relic weapon is in the state that it's in is because he wanted to cater it towards younger people who didn't want to grind and wanted the relic on every job. So that means that going into 7.0, there is a very high chance that the relic will be exactly the same.
No, they already
Yeah,
said that
that-
there will be an exploratory zone.
I don't know, like, on that recent interview he put out, it was saying something different. I think they said they were thinking about an exploratory zone. They're gonna have to do one, right? Like, it's too much backlash. They don't have a choice. Like, fuck
hmm
it. It's too much
That's
backlash.
because there are more newer people, younger people, than there are people from our ages.
I don't think that's right to just, like, I don't know, like, obviously
You
a
can
large-
say that
a large
you can disagree with it, but it's just the truth.
But then-
And they have to cater to the younger generation because they bring in new people.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen is in 3 years' time, that younger generation is gonna be sitting where we are right now. They're
Yeah.
gonna-
Yeah.
people.
That's how it goes.
Why not just cater to both of them?
That's impossible.
It,
That's just completely impossible.
yeah, it's,
They don't have the money for it. First of all. Second of all, they don't have the people.
But they managed it in Shadowbringers. Managed it in Stormblood.
ish.
Ish.
Shadowbringers was definitely, especially at the end of the patch, living from people just hating World of Warcraft at that point.
That is true. That game was artificially hit on like
So, and like I said, it is kind of the cycle of life. Like everything changes in some way, shape, or form. And like I said, for somebody like me who likes those more old school types of playing MMOs, like coming from like classic World of Warcraft and stuff like that, Final Fantasy does a good job to keep some of that nostalgia and still trying to bring in as many new people as they can. So it's a very hard balancing act, and I struggle with just just saying it's bad. Yes, there's stuff that annoys me and that I think could be nicer for myself, but I'm already also trying to think all the time is like, but what's best for just having as many people play the game as possible?
I think it would be better
Yeah.
if they would invest in some optional grounds, and that way the veterans don't feel like they don't matter. Because if you start telling people, oh,
Yeah,
some-
but that costs money. That's the problem. Their budget gets smaller each year
why is it getting smaller if the player base keeps growing?
Because inflation.
because, yeah, inflation.
But inflation works for the amount of money you pay as well, though. Like I pay more than I did 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like it should.
but also game development, prioritizing other games over an MMO.
Yeah. And who knows how much budget Final Fantasy 16 time-wise took from Final Fantasy 14. There might be a percentage.
There's also that.
So all we can hope for is that the Dawn Trail goes trend-wise back into like another direction again, which more, like you said, optional grinds for us, and trying to keep the formula as close to what it is right now, while still innovating a little bit. And it's just such a hard balancing act. I just hope Dawn Trail will be good, and yeah.
I think FF7 did a good job though. Like the remix of the first remake was hated. The second one seems to be quite popular. It's managing to bring new people in while also doing a really good job of catering to the old school players. It's reinvented a lot of the systems that it was famous for, like the gold saucers, the chocobo capturing, and the overworld engagement, while also adding new stuff.
I love the fucking cooperation with Fall Guys. Like, holy shit.
You do know that that's temporary, right?
Of course, but still, like, it's gonna be fun for at least a few weeks, and that's all I'm asking for.
It's a shame that they invest all that money just to take it away. I don't understand that, honestly.
Oh, it's like advertisement, right? Advertisement is always running for a certain amount of time and costs a lot of money. The only thing you can hope for is that it brings in more that costs you.
Yeah,
Yep.
I suppose, but once it's gone, what's in its place?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But maybe at least the minigame will stay in kind of like or like part of it will stay in the core
They said developing
event
several-
rotation that's happening in the Gold Souls. I don't know what it's called exactly.
They said they were developing several maps. It seems like such a waste to just shut them all off. Like maybe there's like I don't know, like it's probably some company's licensing rights that's not letting them use it permanently.
Yeah.
But the Garrow event has been running for what seems like years now. I don't know how long it's been going on now. That one.
That's
seems to be-
because Garo is Japanese as well. So
Oh.
the licensing is a lot longer.
Ah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed to hear that Fall Guys is temporary. I think a lot of people wanted that as a permanent addition. I think stuff like those other famous Final Fantasy games, like some of the innovation that you see in Kingdom Hearts, for example, some of the innovation. you
Kingdom
see-
Hearts is not owned by Square Enix, but Disney.
So it's joint owned by the both of them. Disney,
Yeah,
The characters.
and because most of the characters are Disney, so that's why there's no joint project with Kingdom Hearts, because they have to ask permission and pay Disney for that.
What I'm saying is the way that Tetsuya Nomura designs those games. Like, did any of you play Kingdom Hearts 2? That game is insanely good for its time.
Oh, I definitely played some Kingdom Hearts games,
And
but I
back-
can't remember.
Back then, Disney wasn't meddling as much as it is these days.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's meddling in the story. They're not really meddling in the gameplay, because they don't care.
They're also meddling with gameplay now because they have their own game section.
I don't feel like they've interfered in the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts. In fact, the latest Kingdom Hearts is going to be straying further and further away from Disney. Nomura has already said he's frustrated with Disney and wants to try to break off from them. If you played
I know.
cover, if you played any of Kingdom Hearts Chi or Kingdom Hearts Cross, there's like very little Disney in there. I don't know. I just what I'm trying to say is, like, you've got these other Square Enix titles that do a really great job of making innovating, interesting games, bringing new people in, keeping old people. Like, most of the Kingdom Hearts veterans are still playing because, I mean, maybe it's different because the
Yeah, but
story-
that's also different. They are not MMOs. That means you're not constantly playing.
somewhere, but that is not important. What's important is, like, no, you're not constantly playing, but some of those systems, even if they were kept in this game, would still be really good, like the cooking minigame or the gummy ship, for example. Like, you could innovate the gold saucer with stuff like this, and I think that it would have longevity. Right now, the gold saucer is just a little bit barren, and it doesn't feel like a lot going on there.
Yeah. And
you
once
know,
again, it's money, and they do not get that.
And
It's not important to them.
I
To
don't
Square Enix.
I don't think there is ever or there will ever be a development team who's able to fight against the ravenous nature of MMO players. We are so insane when it comes to consuming content day one. Like, we just want to smash our face against new stuff, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And then we're done with it, and then we're like, oh, it's boring now. So it is such a hard task to make an MMO that is big enough and vast enough and just has enough stuff in it all the time for the average MMO player. So
no, I think maybe just a Boja Eureka like zone would have been fine, like some kind of
yeah,
other content.
I think so. That just having this extra zone where you do stuff in would have been just
It could still be the overworld. It's just about what you do with it. Like,
yep.
I don't know if back in grinding phase there's an achievement for it. Most of the time don't see any use. The overworld is currently dead. If it gets people into the game, like when I started playing this game, I remember like how lonely the overworld felt. There was no one in there. There was no one in the shroud. Like there was no like leveling process down in the overworld, and it's like they've got these lead quests here. And there's no incentive to do them. Like I think that they should maybe try and encourage people to get that back, because that's the traditional MMO feel right there.
Yeah, and they want to go away from that,
I don't,
from
I
the
don't think-
traditional MMO, because they lose a huge chunk of people if they go back.
yeah, but
A
even-
huge, and they do not get new people back for in return. That's the whole problem.
If you keep recycling people in and out, like new people in and out, like you're gonna get a reputation as well though as a game that's not interested in maintaining its loyal player base. So people are not gonna want to be loyal to the game, to subscribe to the game long term, to buy stuff on the cash shop, or engage with the game. Like, isn't that
Yeah.
the whole reason that people mask quit WoW is because they felt like WoW treated them like shit after all their years of dedication?
Huh? Yeah.
To be fair, Final Fantasy is far off that treatment, because
Yeah.
WoW literally did the exact opposite, the extreme of like it felt for so many people that they have to log in, and Final Fantasy is trying their best to avoid that kind of feeling in players.
Yeah. Feeling in Final Fantasy is that you have to not log in.
Yeah,
Like,
you
the-
don't have to log in, but true.
No.
They are definitely too far on the other side of the extreme. I would agree with you there.
Yeah, it feels like they don't want you to log in.
So
Mhm.
that's most of people's complaint, that there is no reason to log in. There's like no carrot on a stick at all, and
And the ones we
And
have are
that's what the developers want. They don't want the carrot on the stick.
so maybe we can convince them to at least have like a little bit of a carrot there for like some people. They just need to be careful to not make everybody feel like they have to go that way. And like I said,
You know,
like
I'm just getting sick of the carrots on the stick. Like, there has to be other stuff worth logging in for, like the joy of the content itself. Like, that's why I like Criterion.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people subscribe, and once the content is done, they leave.
Yeah, but see, like,
And that's how it's designed. This game
yeah, but that's bad.
for that it is designed for do the content and then you leave.
Right,
New
but
content, you join back in, and
if
then
you
leave again.
leave, right? If it takes 4 to 5 months to develop content and you do it in like a week and then leave, you like, there's no reason to stay subscribed. so you just fucking unsubscribe, and then there's
Yeah.
revenue that they.
Like I said, that's how it's designed.
But that's stupid.
That's how this game is designed.
There should always be an incentive for people to log in. MMOs can't function without players in them. Who would queue for your instances?
True, like absolutely. That's why we're saying there needs to be at least a little bit of an incentive to be like, hey, why don't you play our game? Because you could get this.
Yeah, but there's no need for that because there are plenty of players
For now,
that are happy with just doing dungeons. They're not even raiding. They're just happy with doing dungeons.
For now, I mean, we're seeing a massive drop.
And others are happy with glamour or just socially hanging out with each other. So there are plenty of people who do not level at all.
If they continue,
They just log into the game to have a social conversation with other people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Those people definitely exist.
And
why pay
those people are the ones who give money to Square.
Why pay a subscription and why not just do that on free trial?
They decided, well, I don't know. I should.
Like if I was a developer and someone said to me, "Oh, hey, let's just encourage that," I'd be like, "What if they don't subscribe? What if they just sit and do that on the free trial? Like, what does that mean? All our endgame content is dead."
Well, that's because on a free trial you can't do those things.
But you can. You can sit in the fucking area and shit chat to people. You just limited in it, but you can still do it. You can still do dungeons and shit as well.
Yeah, but you are heavily limited.
Yeah, but
Like, you can't accept friend requests, things like that.
oh, well, people can add you. You just can't add them back. They can also DM you. You can't DM them back.
Yep.
No, I think that's really bad idea to push that. There are games right now.
That's how they keep those people around. They are the ones who subscribe it the longest.
Yeah, but if those people want
And they keep subscribed. They don't. That's why they don't care if people unsubscribe.
But that's not good. Like that is Blizzard tier shit. Like if that's truly how they feel, that's the same as Blizzard, just like looking at players like a commodity.
I mean, it's hard to say what exactly the numbers are first of all, and what exactly they think about the fluctuation. Like, how much is normal? Because an MMO is always going to be like the highest player count is going to be at the start of the expansion, and then it's going to slowly taper off towards the end, and then people start coming back before the last. That's always going to happen with seasonal and air quotes games. You cannot work around that. The only thing you can do is try your best to have the like tapering off as smooth and as non-steep as possible.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to develop content, and I don't think it would be hard. Just develop content with longevity instead of designing.
Yeah, but that's impossible.
Not necessarily. Just because we can't think of it doesn't mean that they can. It's their job.
No, but that is literally impossible, because it costs a lot of money for such thing.
Yeah,
like I said, they get reduced amount
if you
of
keep
budget.
and you generate that
And what is Final Fantasy without a story?
That's so. And what?
That's where where most of the budget goes.
The majority of people playing the game don't even care about the story. Like, the majority of people playing this game.
No.
Yeah.
I would definitely not say the majority doesn't care about the story. I'm pretty sure the majority does. Like, at least more than 50%. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's still a lot of people, right? So, like, that's still a lot of people
and
that don't care about it.
you say make content that is like long living content. I mean, look at Eureka, look at Boja. Those things still get done. So
exactly. Like,
that's
Boja went over budget. That's why they didn't do it.
Probably, yeah.
This expansion.
I still prefer Eureka over Boja. I know Eureka has bad systems, but I prefer the Baldessian Arsenal. I like the way that you can get into that very easily, whereas with Deliver Originate, it's quite a hard instance. So it's not something you can just walk into and get told what to do. And that's not good, because like you want people to get into this if it's part of the part of that piece of content, especially if there's like upgrades behind it. So I still prefer Eureka.
I would say Boja was still fine. Like, both of them were basically like semi-core content, where they were pretty challenging, but you still had this like safety net of like Volt stacks, for example, in Boja, and the same kind of in Eureka, where you could also like spec yourself defensively and survive more that
And
way
there's
as well.
another reason why they don't do it again. They didn't do it again, this expansion, is because they both died too quickly,
They're not dead at all.
in a
though.
sense. There are a lot of people, yes, but it's not to their standards, the amount they want.
That's their fault. They're not incentivizing people to go back. Like if they tied the current relic weapon to Eureka,
Yeah,
and Vodka, it'd be dead.
they can't do that. Well, they can't really do that, because
They can't
they
do
noticed back when it released, yeah, a lot of people, but over time it went empty very quick, and there were relics were there,
But there was other ways. To do
especially Eureka.
There was other ways to do those relics, and people were just choosing to do those instead. Like Eureka was very
Yeah,
intimidating.
exactly, because people didn't like the grind anymore. They were tired of it, the majority,
Stuff like that will always happen. You
From what
just
I understand, the grind.
and that's why they don't want it.
From what I understand, the grind in Eureka was over the top. Like I know it's been nerfed now, but even now it's still pretty bad. Also, when you tie relics to that grind, see that's the difference in Bloodshot. The relics aren't tied to that grind. The story was the grind, and it was fun to go through the story and actually like level it. So Bloodshot was better done in that sense. So all they have to do is make something like Eureka, require less experience, and not tie the relics to the story, and not have a shit story like Eureka had. And they could encourage people to go back to Eureka or back to Boscia, but you're probably right, they don't want to because they probably don't feel confident about those systems. They probably think people will circumvent them again the same way they did before, but again, it's their fault for designing those circumventions in the first place. Like farming fates in the overworld, when you should be doing the content that they work hard to release. So I don't know, like, I have strong opinions on this one. I feel like there's no reason not to give us another expectation zone. And take feedback and fix them.
I get your opinion absolutely, and I see why you kind of want to force people into like something like. I also get that they want to give people options to play the game as they want to play, because
Just don't get the relic then. Just don't get a weapon that is comparable to best and slow. It makes you better here than a savage raider, even an ultimate raider. Like just don't give them that. Like, you can't just come into this game AFK in the game and expect everything given to you. Like, that is the mentality that is gonna fucking destroy this game.
Well, that's gonna destroy every MMO, so don't worry about it.
I'm
That's
not.
just the mentality of the new generation. It's simple as that. You cannot change that. That's just the new generation.
But like when I was a kid, man, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, but
Yeah, when you were a kid, but times are different.
yeah,
Times are not
absolutely.
the old days.
You really need to check yourself. As soon as you start like back in my days, we had it harder. It's like no, just don't think about that shit. And like, I would even say like, for example, the alliance raid should definitely reward the same item level as Savage.
Yeah, I agree.
Although, what does it even do? Like, you get your item level so you can farm a dungeon faster? Like, what's the fucking point? There's no reason to get eye level in this game anymore other than Savage Reclears.
Fair enough, but it's still fun to see number go up, and that's why we play MMOs in like
That's
the
why
most
why
core
I
of the sense.
where you spend the entire game, like, slowly upgrading, like, things like gems and jewels and adding them into your gear. Like, I like Monster Hunter for that, because you would, like, there was more than just your gear's base stats that went up. There was, like, other stuff. You could gem in abilities and shit, and I know they're not gonna do that, because that's too hard, right? But, like, this, like, the numbers just get kinda blank after a while. And it also encourages something which I don't like, is just throwing away previous gear. It doesn't get reused. You can't break it down and, like, use it for current shit in any way. I mean, you can desynth it, I guess. But like that's a big problem with gearing in this game. It just feels hollow.
Gearing in this game definitely is imperfect, but
It's always been like that. So
Yeah, no, there's very few
So-
enemies out there that have good gearing systems. I'll give you that. This game is following too closely in WoW's footsteps of just like discard this gear, get better gear, discard that gear, get better gear.
you're always
bad.
gonna have that. Like, nobody wants to have the old days of like classic World of Warcraft where it's like you just reach max level cap and it's like, well, now you need to do this raid to get into this raid to get into this raid to get into this. Nobody wants to do that anymore. Like, just imagine you reach level 90 in Final Fantasy and now you have to do P1 to 4 again so that you can do P 5 to 8, that you can finally do the current tier. Nobody would play this game anymore. It's just not a thing anymore.
Part of me is thought that that might be a good way to revitalize old savages, but I'm sure there's better ways they could do it.
This game is already a lot better when it comes to old content with just the easy function of just syncing it down. Is it perfect?
Yep.
No, but if you really want to like make a group now and be like, hey, let's do, I don't know, Omega Savage min eye level no echo, I bet you're gonna find a group in European Rating Central within a few weeks that wants to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, yes, it's gonna take longer than for the current stuff, but you can still do it.
I don't know, I still just feel like there's no incentive to go back and do them. Like,
Of course, I mean, except for glamour, but then you can unsync it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but all
it's
that
literally just personal bragging rights, being like, hey, I did it unsynced min eye level or something like that. Or even the new way people have found out where it's like you not level sync it, but you only wear like a weapon and your boots or something like that, and then go in there basically naked as a level 90.
See, back in the day, if you completed the Binding Coils, you could win stuff to craft this really expensive gear that even now still sells for a damn fortune. Why don't they implement something like that again? Where it's like the rewards in there, like the armor.
Because people were not happy about it. That's why they removed it. They didn't do it in the next raid.
Is there no way to do it where you don't get basically the raid gear for free but undieable? Because then that takes away some of the longevity of that shit that you worked hard to get. Because like, well, what's the fun of getting the dieable version? It might not even be that impressive. It just doesn't feel like enough of a reward, really.
One
Being
thing
able to craft it and sell it for millions was a way better reward.
One thing I'm thinking about is when it comes to like the crafting gear completely outdoing the Savage gear from before, maybe, I'm not sure if it would be a good change or not, there's an idea where you could drop the new crafted gear 10 eye levels so that it's the same item level, but maybe make it so that you can put in like, I don't know, 2 more 9 materials or something, so that it is still better than the previous Savage gear. But if you want to wear the Savage gear from previous raid, you can, and you don't have to spend the money. But that might totally crash the market for crafters. So I get why they're hesitant with that stuff.
The crafters market's already fucked though, because the crafting gear releases a week before the raid does. And by the time that people buy it, it's already in overstock anyway, and people selling it for like 100k. I don't know, maybe they should fix that, because right now there's not much incentive to sell crafting week 1, because it just hits the floor.
I mean, yeah, it does, but I still made some money with crafting stuff, especially consumables, not so much the gear. I usually try to focus on the accessories, because they're just way easier to craft material-wise, and they usually make roughly about the same per piece. But you can make a shit ton of money with pots and food in the first, let's say, 2 weeks.
Food, but it's like the gear is the thing. And I don't know. Maybe they should not make the gear craftable until the same week that the tier comes out. Maybe that's a bad idea on their part, because it has resulted.
They've always done it, so
Well, there hasn't always.
they
been
will keep it.
There hasn't always been a week apart. That was something that was added mostly in Endwalker and the end of Shadowbringers, I think. I don't know that one.
Don't know either, but I also like...
Yeah, that's because they usually come out at the same time.
Yeah.
But they decided to delay Savage.
It's good that they don't, but it fucks the crafting market. I don't know, maybe they shouldn't release that tome until the same week. Because that's just really bad for the market. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but then they have to delay the entire patch, which is also not possible.
necessarily. Like, you can just release the story content, the EX raid content.
Yeah, and that's that's what I'm saying. You can't do that. That's
mean-
not how coding works.
I mean, I'm sure that they could just not put the master recipes into the game until the same week as the Savage Raid tier came out. Because it's those master recipes that allow you to make that shit in the first place.
You do know releasing content also costs money, right?
Yes, but again, like
That will mean extra money into delaying something which
but they're already implementing something that day anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They're already investing in that though.
but
Like,
that's extra,
not necessarily.
and they don't. It is because that's extra coding, extra time.
It really depends. I personally think that would just be healthier for the market for it, because a lot of people right now have been complaining that they don't feel like it's worth selling anything. True, it's something they could probably just do on their own, like they could just choose not to sell that shit until it's more closer to release, but I don't know, I just feel like that was a bad move on their part, but overall I think like Gear has a massive problem in this game of just not having any retention value. This game not really facilitating like higher numbers of transmog, like glamour dressers as well. Disincentivizes people from even going and achieving them. They're saying they're going to be adding this shiny armor to Criterion as a new reward, and it's just like, yeah, until the next one comes out and then that one's irrelevant, and it's just like, I just hate that. I just wish that
Yeah,
they would-
welcome to MMOs. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. You,
Yeah, I've been told that before. I
you,
don't
you,
know.
you're not gonna go back to like I said, the World of Warcraft classic days of like you always having to do the prior raid to get that gear, to get the next gear and stuff like that. It's just not
I
gonna
just
happen
think that
anymore.
Plastic Valve not like that system. Like, was it actually hated?
Why is it actually hated? Because people
is it-
always want to do the new thing. They don't want to do the old stuff. Maybe they want to do the old stuff later after they've done the new thing, but first they always want to do the new thing, and that's just how people
And once
are.
the new thing is done, the next new thing comes out. So the old stuff gets forgotten.
I mean, yeah, that can happen. Absolutely. I mean, depending on your skill level, I guess, and depending on the content cadence. So yeah, of course, that can happen as well.
I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff with this game that I hope they improve on.
Because I
And
mean,
don't think it'll happen in 7.0 because I reckon the expansion's already so far in development now that there's not much they can do. Like, I don't know. Who knows how much they've developed, but judging by the
Quite.
recent news, it doesn't sound like it's gonna make too many changes to the game. And if it really is the stance they're taking of, well, we want new people, not remaining people, then, you know, people like me are just gonna leave. I mean, I'm already thinking of quitting, my partner's thinking of quitting, so my friends have quit. And when I say quit, I mean like not coming back until this mindset changes. And I feel like,
Yeah, but things won't change. So
I mean, I wouldn't say they don't care about retaining players at all. Because I mean, otherwise they would just stop making the game, basically. So it's not quite as dire as you're making it out to be. But sadly, let's say what you're feeling, and what many other peoples are feeling, like the people that have been playing this game for like, let's say, 5 years plus. Can't put an exact number on it, but let's just say 5 years plus. How many people are that actually, like percentage-wise from the player base, that are feeling this like content drought thing? Because I can only say like I have this giant backlog, and I don't know in what percentile of players I am with playing this game for like a year, but I could see that it's only like 30% of the player base maybe that are kind of feeling this drought that is happening. So you can't overreact to a minority of players feeling like there's not enough to do. You can try to accommodate them, and with what I've heard, them saying like there will be an exploratory zone next expansion and stuff like that, they're trying to move steps towards the direction, but they can't completely change the game for those players. So if you feel like leaving, I'm very sorry to say, you will have to do that then, because as long as you're not the majority, you're not gonna have the perfect game or the perfect changes just for you.
Yeah.
So
Well, while I don't disagree with you that the minority will never get represented that much, it's fast becoming not a minority.
yeah, I mean true, and I trust in Square Enix making changes quickly enough just for money reasons, because they want this game to be what's the word in English? Make profits.
Do they not want money? Like, they make so many strange cash shop decisions, and it's like, if you had just done this instead, you'd be rolling in it. Like for Gaia, for example, like, if they just separated her shit, they'd be rolling. It didn't even need to be valuable. Like, I don't understand some of their business choices.
Yeah, that's Square Enix itself, and not the.
No, it's not Yoshibino, but I mean, like, does he have no say in this at all?
He has no say in that.
He's the producer of the game. Like, how does he not have
Yeah.
a say on the cash shop, how it's implemented?
That's
Yeah.
because the cash shop is separately.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure he can
If the
say.
cash shop was in game, then he had say on it.
I'm pretty sure he can say, like, if, let's say for example suddenly you could buy Savage books in the cash shop. He definitely is gonna say, fuck you, you're leaving my game systems alone. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Everything that's just cosmetic in the cash shop that's happening, and even level boosts, that's not him. That's just Square being like, let's make some extra money on this.
You could say the same about Yoshi though. He's just an employee of Square. He's completely expendable. Like, they got rid of the last fucking producer of this game.
No.
He is not expendable.
There's a reason why people call him accidental cult leader. He's definitely not expendable. This game will die as soon as he is not here anymore.
Oh, Square Enix, that
Not only that, Square Enix will fall without him.
what I'm trying to say is, like, the problems with this game, like, how do you know that they're not, like, I just don't understand their business decisions, and it feels like it's starting to come into the game as well. So, like, is he okay with this? Like, does he just fucking consent to this? Like, is this Square
And
Enix?
there's also another thing. Most people that feel the content drought are mostly in the West.
Yeah, I've noticed the Japanese audience don't seem to give a shit. I'm not sure why that is.
I mean, to be fair, I have no ties to Japanese content creators, so I wouldn't know what their opinion is about how much content is being released this expansion.
Oh, you'd have to ask the Japanese player base, but they're so complacent. They'd never dare criticize this game.
I guess Arthur's probably said something about that at some point, because he understands Japanese and is kind of like a bridge between the two communities.
This
But
game shouldn't go to its Japanese audience because it's a fraction of its Western audience. It's a literal fraction. Like, the amount of Western players that this game generates is significantly more than the entire size of Japan.
no idea, to be fair.
They should not just listen to the Japanese audience because they're in-house.
I'm pretty sure they don't. Like,
No, I'm pretty
No,
sure.
they don't just.
But the point is, like, it's the Western people feeling the drought, but they are the players. They are the ones whose numbers outweigh the Japanese. So, if they want the money to keep coming in, I can't understand why they don't make more effort. Because otherwise people will keep on subbing, keep leaving, and will not see better quality introduced. And we won't be talking with our walls because he'll just cut things back. Compensate for the left.
that's the thing though.
Will eventually happen anyways, cutting things back.
What'd you say? Wait, you think they're gonna keep cutting stuff back?
Yeah.
Over time,
Why?
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Why? That's just so bad for the game.
Square Enix doesn't care. Developers care, but Square doesn't.
So you think that the problems with the game are
Because it's getting old. It's an MMO.
Yeah.
Do you think that the problems with the game are outside of Yoshida's jurisdiction?
No, not everything.
Well, the
That's
context.
not what I'm saying. There might be some that are under his jurisdiction, of course. He's not perfect.
Budget problems will always be a thing for an MMO. Like, especially
Yeah.
if you have like what's the name for it in English? I don't know. If you have something bigger that is basically deciding about the money behind it,
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I forgot what I wanted to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
No,
like,
I forgot it. But okay.
yeah, the company basically. Yeah, you mean the people above Yoshi P, right? The people that are like
Yeah.
the people who are on the board of directors.
They're
of
basically the Enix part of Square Enix.
And
Um,
also not just the executives, but also stockholders.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've heard that stock's not doing so well. I don't know. They don't seem to be. They don't seem to be very successful right now as a company, and I've heard they're going down the same road as Disney.
Well, that is until the next Final Fantasy releases, which is in February, and then
Wait.
they go up.
Yeah, really, but that's unnecessary. We just had one.
We get Rebirth,
Oh, I
Final
thought you.
Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
I was like, we don't need 7 anymore. No, 7 Rebirth is probably gonna be good. Like, I can't hype it up because I haven't seen it. I like the original, that came out in 2019 or something. I don't remember when it was. I like that one. I'm sure I'll like this one as well. A lot of people didn't like it, but that was for story reasons and not gameplay reasons. And the gameplay was, like,
I didn't like the original.
Oh, yeah.
Story-wise.
I remember what I
That
wanted
much.
to say. Also, what is the thing? What will happen over time with this MMO is basically what happened to Final Fantasy XI. At some point, there will be a new Final Fantasy MMO.
at that
and
point the game not
we'll-
needed.
We're probably gonna go there over the next, let's say, 10-ish years, something like that. And
If they're not already developing it.
yeah, and more and more, this game will get into maintenance mode. That is something that will happen over time. So
You say they're developing it, right? How
Maybe.
much exactly do you know about it?
Huh?
If you say they're developing it, how much exactly do you know about it? Lloyd.
he
I
said,
say they might
yeah,
be developing it. Might.
No, I think that they're probably keeping their investment on 14 right now. Like, there's no need to jump to a new MMO yet.
yeah. For now, definitely. But at some point, that will be their point
Yeah,
of
no,
discussion. So
That's the fate of all MMOs. I mean, except for WoW.
But remember, development isn't just 2 or 3 years anymore.
no,
It goes to about 10 years.
I don't even want to know how long it takes to make a base MMO. Well, it must be an insane amount of man hours.
Strength is something they want to spend developing. Really, it's all they can afford to do it for. But they need to develop something that's currently competitive because I just don't feel like FF is anymore.
If they're ever going to make an MMO, that's also the question. Because MMOs are dying out.
They are, yeah. But again, like, WoW has done a very good job of keeping that MMO going for 20 years. There's no sign of Blizzard making a new MMO. Yes, they have other games and they have online play, but it's not quite the same as the game that made them, you know, a massive company. Like, there's something to be learned from that game. Even if you don't like it, it has succeeded in lasting a really long time. There's new expansions coming out. There's tons of players. I don't know. I don't understand why they can't do that with 14. Like, this game is so successful. Has brought so many people onto the company. Like, why not just
I mean,
learn from fucking WoW?
so far, I would say if the situation was as bad as it feels for a certain part of the player base, there would be bigger moves made with Final Fantasy. I don't think right now they have the feeling that the situation is dire.
I've
So
been talking to my partner about this too, and I think it's going to take a couple more years, probably another expansion like this point, 6.5 or 7.5, before this really becomes a huge issue.
I would say I would absolutely agree with you if Dawn Trail doesn't freshen
Yeah,
up
Dawn Trail
the whole
same.
system a little bit with whatever they have planned. There definitely might be a bigger issue at the end of Dawn Trail if we go. What would that be, like 3 years from now, basically?
That's what I think. That's what I've been saying. Like 3 years from now, I think that it's going to become such a big problem that the entire company's going to take notice. I've heard a lot of people are going to quit Dawn Trail if it's the same as this one. Like, they're just going to straight up quit once they're done and they're not coming back till 8.0. That won't be a lot of people, obviously. That's going to be a very tiny amount of people.
Most people are definitely gonna come back to 7.0, definitely.
I'll come back to 7.0 and then I'll come back to 8.0, but it's like I don't know if I'll stick around for 7.1, 2, 3. It just depends how much I really want to do that content when it's relevant. Because it's really hard to do it when it's not. Like, for example, I could never find a good to prog Hephaestus now if I had not cleared it before, you know? Or Hesperos, for example. Like, I could never find a good to do that.
Yeah, I must say I would definitely love to do that fight as well, but it's probably not gonna happen this expansion, especially since like there's kind of the rumor, let's say, almost that we might, after clearing this, start with progging an ultimate if people want to do it, and there's at least some people that would like to do it. So
during the surge in popularity in Shadowbringers, you would find groups doing everything minimum eye level because Asmongold was really pumping that into the audience to do that. Because he was doing it. So I don't know. You might get lucky. There might be like a surge in like he might come back to this game in 7.0, for example, and then you get a lot of new players that want to do it. You're probably more likely to find this kind of thing over on the American data centers because there's just more people over there. Like, there's so many people on Balmong you can't even see. Like,
when are the Xbox players coming? Was that 6.55?
7.0, it's sometime between that, yeah. I assume that when they come into the game, there might be an incentive to go back.
There's gonna be so many new players playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just don't know that you can go back and do this, or they just don't want to. Like, a lot of people have not tried raiding, so they don't know if they'll enjoy it or not. Like, I personally would love to go back and experience Alexander properly, experience Omega properly. Like, sometimes when I do Omega farm parties, like, if people die, I just keep doing it anyway, and I'm happy because I get to see, like, other mechanics, but it's never the same because there's no punishment for dying.
Of course, yeah.
But I would personally like to go back. So I started raiding during Remove Savage. And I didn't do Furor, and I didn't do Iconoclasm, and then I did Shiva. And then 9 through 12, and then ever since then I've raided, but Athena will be the one that I don't do. Because I've progged Paradigma 3, like, that's as far as I got. And I'm just like, nah, like, what's the point? I don't like this fight, don't like this music, I don't like this tier. I hate Pandemonium as a tier. But you would if you came from Eden. And I just don't care about the rewards. And like, maybe if the chest plate had been there, you know? Because I'm like, if Hephaestus didn't have a chest plate, would I have done Hephaestus? Because my god, that was awful.
Fair enough, yeah.
So it's like, I mean, like, I really hope that for the 7.0 raid series, they, I think they should take that chest thing away. Or add, like, I don't understand why they don't draw portraits, for example, like portrait frames. Like, if they dropped the unique ones for every last savage, like one that represented the whole wing, like, would that be a good reward, you know? Because right now it just feels a little bit lacking. It's like, you get your weapon, you get your weapon coffer, you get your mount, you get your orchestra, and that's kinda it. And yeah, you can backwards trade the books, but like, I don't know if that's really enough incentive, honestly.
I mean,
I feel like
I plan on farming the shit out of the last fight as soon as I've cleared it, because I kind of want to have Biss on every role. That's why I'm leveling every role right now, or every job. So I'm still motivated, like I said. So, but
this is your first raid tier, though. Like, this is normal in your first raid tier. Give it like 3 or 4.
yeah, I can absolutely, like I said, I can absolutely see that for somebody who has played this way longer than I have, this might not be enough what it is right now. I can absolutely see that.
I've only played this game for 2.5 years, and I'm already feeling like this. Like, it's not even the insane numbers that some of the rest of the people, like, everybody's tolerance is different, right?
Of course, yeah.
But for me, it's only been 2.5 years. I started to notice it in Shadowbringers, honestly. Like, I started in 5.1, and by 5.5, I started to notice that I wasn't enjoying the repetitive nature of the game. But I had so much left to do that it's like, you know, you put it to the back of your head, don't think about it. But come Endwalker, it's like, a lot of stuff just didn't feel like there was a lot of new stuff added, or like, it didn't feel like previous grinds were reinforced, like previous content was reinforced.
To be fair, every MMO will always have a certain repetitive nature to it. Like, you're not gonna get like, if that is not your thing, then yeah, I can only advise you to take a break and come back if something piques your interest. And, like, as stupid as it sounds, and I hate this argument to be like, yeah, just Yoshi B says go play something else. I find that is like a stupid argument to make.
I
But
think that's a misinterpretation of what Yoshi P meant as well. I don't
yeah,
think he meant to play something else. I think he meant you can play something else.
yes,
and you won't-
absolutely. Like that's why I'm saying, like, I hate this, like how people have twisted basically his words to this, like, oh, if you don't like it, play something else kind of deal. But yeah, that's, I just want to make clear that I don't mean that part.
No, I agree with you. I haven't been playing it for the last 2 days now, and I've actually been happier away from it. My partner's getting into WoW, like WoW Classic. He wants me to get into it. He thinks I might like it because a lot of the systems that I miss in this game seem to be in WoW. Like,
Fair, yeah, absolutely. Like I would say from what you've been saying, like that you like this like slower and more, let's say, meaningful kind of experience where whatever you did kind of mattered for a longer time. World of Warcraft Classic and maybe even Classic Hardcore seems to be at least something that you should explore.
yeah, I think I will. Sometime in the next. I'm gonna wait to see what comes out of this PLL tomorrow.
Oh,
And then I'm going to play 6.5 when it releases. Because the Zero Mist trials should keep me occupied for at least a few weeks.
yeah.
Like,
I'm
just broadening that.
Very
down.
very much looking forward to that trial.
But you know, you might get really lucky, and this game's problems might diminish. won't
Yeah, I hope so.
they?
Absolutely.
Is there a part of you that dreads getting to this point where you feel like you can't maintain this game anymore?
Yes and no.
What was
I've been playing video games since I have been 6 years old, so I'm basically have been playing video games for 30 years now. This is part of me that still likes to go really fucking hardcore. Like the week 1 preparation for this raid here we did was fucking insane. We definitely prepped like a fucking race to world first group. We had everything. Like we had fucking consumables, everybody had pentamelted gear, like everything was on point. Like that, like basically on the Saturday before the raid would drop. But I also know that in this game I'm not at a point yet where I could say I could go for race to world first knowledge and skill wise, because I haven't been playing this game for long enough. So there's still this part of me that likes to go really hardcore, but then there's also this part who has like real life obligations. So sometimes I enjoy not having to play the game. So I can't say where it would go.
Yeah, that's true. If you've got a lot of stuff you need to do in real life, because my partner and me are long distance, we don't really do a lot, but when he comes over, we do a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's true if this game was releasing content at a faster pace, we may start to feel like we couldn't keep up. Because some of this stuff, if you don't clear it on like the first 2 weeks, you're just gonna have a really hard time clearing it.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy player base is hard when it comes to like new content is out. Let's fucking clear this shit and then be like, oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna play it anymore. It's like it makes you feel stressed when content releases. Definitely.
But that's only certain content that works that way. You know, like there's more lazy content I think that they should invest in. I want them to fix fishing right now because like I'm trying to get all the legendary fish and I just hate this RNG.
I don't think you're ever gonna get away from that in fishing.
Nah, probably not. I absolutely hate it though.
I can absolutely understand that.
If it's gonna be RNG, like there's one fucking fish that's like 0.1% RNG, and it's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
then
then the window to get it is like 6 minutes. So yeah, that is.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
It's once every month as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like you're just not getting this. That if they're gonna have stupid RNG, if they're gonna have stupid drop rates, at least buff the spawn timer once a day, once a week, something a bit more reasonable. Because right now the way that it works, if you have real life obligations, man, you cannot catch that fucking egg.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, maybe they should at least fix that. Like I don't even care about the egg. There's one in Stormblood that I just cannot fucking get. No, it's not the Ruby Dragon. I got that on my first try somehow. But it fucked my luck for the one in the lock. I cannot catch that thing now.
Oh.
Because I cannot catch the prerequisite fish for it. But I wish that they would fix that a little, because right now it's just like extremely long, boring, unrewarding, slow grind, where you feel like you're battling against some sentient being that you can never fucking do anything about, being RNG.
Yeah, that is the worst kind of feeling. If like, I mean,
Yeah.
RNG is fair now, but they are kind of like with the totems in extreme trials for the mount. Yes, there is a chance for the mount to drop, but if
Mhm.
you've done it enough times, you're just guaranteed the mount.
but
And it feels
yeah.
kind of bad if you don't have that at all, and it feels like you could be here for one try, you could be here for a million tries. You don't know.
Yeah. I wish they would do like a pity system for the fish at least. Like if you don't get it after this many tries, then it buffs or something. Like there's no pity system for it. And I get that they're legendaries and they're not meant to be easy, but there's absolutely no pity system, and it's just like that's fair enough. But like you cannot have systems in your games that players don't feel like they can achieve. Like, what's the point in that? Like it's okay to have intimidation, but you shouldn't have like straight up impassable walls.
I do get what you mean, and it's always a hard balancing act, like with everything in MMOs, basically. So
I'm really gutted I couldn't get to the London Fan Fest to try to like fucking catch UGB for a minute and just like say them.
I mean, the only thing we can hope for at the moment is that they do hear that part of the player base and that they try to do something for them. And so far, from what I've seen from Square Enix, I have the trust in them.
They're, in the last interview, he acknowledged people were not happy about the relic. He said he doesn't know what to do about it because apparently there never used to be this voice that wanted Eureka and Bozja. I would argue there wasn't that voice because there was always something like better to do. So like people weren't asking for it. Like there was Bozja, so there wasn't a voice for Eureka. But now that there's none of them, and now that it's just this
Yeah.
weird like, Heaven's Ward kind of stuff, like it's not even as good as Heaven's Ward. Heaven's Ward actually had you breaking triumphs and stuff. Like people are just asking for literally anything.
Whatever exactly in the end it was that made them decide to do the relic stuff like it was, they probably thought that nobody would care, but now they realized, oh, people did fucking care, so let's just hope that they figure something out for Dawn Trail.
It's
And
partly the community's fault because the community has always complained about everything they've got. So he was just like, fuck it, okay, we'll just take everything away and then you'll be happy. It's like, well, no, that's not the answer either. If I could have anything back, I would have Eureka back. There's a lot of grinding in there. There was a lot of interesting systems like the bunny fates. There was horrible systems like the dragons. They can fuck off, don't worry about it.
it felt so good when you could finally kill them.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I really like Clandestine Arsenal. I like the discourse that organize it. I like the way that the raid leader tells everyone what to do and then you all get through it. I don't think that Deliverum Regine feels the same way. I don't know, I've never done Deliverum Regine Savage, but given that there's actual frog involved, it feels like it's less of something that you can all go into. Like, Ozma feels more like a WoW style raid. And I prefer that, honestly. I hope that they add something like that back in. They don't have to have the terrible, like, way that you get in there where you basically have to, like, not get portal sniped. Which is not a thing anymore, but back in Stormblood, people could take your portal and you couldn't get in. People do still do it, but it's really, really rare now. Like, obviously they don't have to bring that back, but I loved the elemental armor. I loved that it made you stronger in the instance. I loved that it looked really nice, very distinctive from every other armor. Like, if you see someone in elemental armor, like, they look different from everyone else. Like, I missed shiny armor. Really, I do. Like, it's something that almost every other MMO has, and this game is just lacking in that.
I must say the Eureka armor I got for my Bard is something that I don't regret doing. It took me fucking ages to get, but I'm still wearing it, and it's like it's so fucking pretty. And I really want to get the healer and tank stuff as well. But right
Yeah,
now I'm
I-
like, I have enough to do, so I'm not going back to Eureka yet. But
Well,
I'm very sorry, I kind of need to make food, otherwise we're gonna eat at like midnight or something like that, so I will have to stop it here and wish you guys a good evening, and we'll see each
Yeah.
other tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, we will.
Good.
See you
Bye bye.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.